is Tortimer the Great. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Minecraft Jurassic World Edition. Now this episode's extra exciting because it's the second episode of the week. Woo, woo, woo! As I mentioned in the last episode on Wednesday, I'm going to be trying it out. I'm going to be trying out double episodes of Jurassic World during the week. This is definitely, you know, from just engagement to views and likes and all that, definitely the favorite series on the channel, and it's one of my, well, it probably is my favorite right now anyway, so I figured, you know what, I'll shuffle some stuff around and change how I'm doing things a little bit, and we'll be able to do this twice a week. So we're going to try it out, see how it goes, yeah. Anyway, last time, we spent some time setting up the Stegosaurus enclosure, and so let's check on that just a little bit here. Show you guys. I didn't do a ton else. Just as I said, I spread out. You guys may be able to tell in the mini map. That's probably a little small for you guys on YouTube there, but I put in some trees, and I put in you know, one other little pond. It seemed a little bit off balance water-wise, but we'll duck in here real quick. And see how it's going. But yeah, so I put in some trees with some vines. I went and gathered some vines, put a couple of mushrooms in here. I'm like, what else is swampy? So I put in some sugarcane, some mushrooms. I put in another tiny little pond here, and then I did all, you know, the water diffusion around this bigger one that we made last episode. So yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I haven't spent that much time in world since then. Just a little bit. So this guy's grown up a tiny bit. You can see him above the grass a little bit better. Or I guess this is a she. So, yeah. Again, I don't know. I can't remember if I specifically asked for him last time or not. I remember that I started talking about it. But if you guys have name suggestions, I haven't checked since the last episode went out. So let me know, and we'll definitely get those guys in for the next episode or two. We'll get some of these guys named. But yeah, so it's looking good in here. It's going to get more swampy and things like that as the trees get their vines going, etc. As the mushrooms spread a bit, things like that. So pretty happy with how this turned out. Let's take a quick look at it from the window viewer area. See how that looks. We get a nice view of, you know, the baby there. She's looking good, as well as our other two stegos. Really pretty happy. Look at, yeah, I love this. That big lake there. That looks great from this viewing area. Looking good. Okay, well, very cool. So today, as I mentioned, I want to spend a little bit of time with the plesiosaurs, because we've got our entry gates set up now. We got that all going a couple of episodes ago. So we're going to be doing some more work up here in upcoming episodes. And so I figured it'd be time, and Nessie's been full grown for some time now. It'd be a good time for us to move her into her more permanent area. We're obviously going to do some work up here for it, but for the most part, this should be sufficient for her. She just really needs water, so we'll take care of that here. Get this little barrier I put in out of the way, and then let's see. Get this stuff off the bar. Let's grab our whip. We should be able to just ride Nessie on out of here, so we'll do that very quickly. Ooh. Hello, come on. Oh, I don't have any boots. I've got so many Minecraft series going right now, I always forget what kind of gear I should be expecting in each one. There we go, yeah. Alright, so, Nessie, I'm drowning here a little bit. Sweetheart, can we go to the surface? I gotta dismount, that's not working. Well, I also grabbed a lead, so let's do that. I wish it was like Pixelmon, I guess, where if you're on the back of a water mount, you don't drown. That'd be nice. Yeah, so here we go. We've got her on the lead. So I'm going to try and get her through this canal. She's pretty big, but I think we should be okay, hopefully. In fact, let me get my lead back. There we go. And now that we're above water here, let's try this out. That works a little bit better. Hopefully, I blocked off this lava and stuff. She didn't seem to have any issues with the lava that was over in her nursery pen. So there we go. Awesome. Awesome. And I apologize if you guys, the puppy, Fuzzball, is hanging out with me for this recording today, and he's huffing and puffing down there, chewing on something. So if you hear some weird noises in the background, it's probably him. But yeah, so this is the lake up by the front of the park, where I want the plesiosaurs to end up calling their home. And so there we go. Nessie is free and clear to hang out over here in this area. She's got this whole big lake to herself now. Well, not to herself, I guess, because that brings me to part number 2, which actually we've got to go back to camp because I had it cooking. We're gonna hatch another little plesiosaur today, is what we're gonna do. Now that their kind of main home is opened up to them, and I did end up I had 2 other plesiosaur DNAs. We're only gonna hatch one other one for now, especially because Doser and Dolly have kind of proven that breeding works. I'm gonna put 2 in there for now, and then if they choose to procreate and grow their herd a bit, I'd let them do that, as opposed to me adding a bunch right off the bat and then them continuing to do that anyway, just to keep us from getting a little bit of overkill. So we'll jog on back past our fancy enclosures. Pretty happy with how the Ankylosaur and Stegosaur enclosures are going so far. Want to do a little bit more work on the Allosaurs probably. I haven't really done much to them. I just kind of caged it in. So maybe in an upcoming episode we'll do a little bit more tweaking on that enclosure. I've got to look up and see what kind of terrain they were found in, like in real life. Okay, so this hasn't failed, so I'm guessing it's... All right, it's yes. There we go. So we've got a plesiosaur egg here. Fantastic. So let's jog on back. In fact, we'll take Casper just because why not? We've got a dragon. We might as well use him. So we'll head on up here and fly on over all of our stuff. I love this. This is awesome. All right, so we'll fly on over our existing enclosures, and then we're gonna jog right on over here. And I think it's caps lock that descends. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, not in the water. All right, perfect. Casper will hang out there. I want to put, I'm pretty sure I have to hatch this on ground. Let's get some torches here. Alrighty. Alright, so let's check out the Dinopedia. 6%. Going very slowly. Very slowly. Ooh, what's going on here? Let's... Just a bit of marble in there for now. Do I have a water bucket? I suppose I do not. There we go. Currents make me nervous. Alright, so that one's cooking along very nicely. But yeah, so I think this area here is going to be perfect. We're going to eventually, as I've mentioned in the past, we're going to have kind of a bridge that's going to go across this water a bit. So like over here, it's going to come like from the entryway over this lake, and then in this area, kind of this little bay area here, and this, up here is where the visitor center is going to go. That's where I'm going to be putting the visitor center. We'll probably at least start doing some groundwork for that next week. As I'm thinking about it, I haven't fully planned that build yet. And it's going to be a big one. It's probably going to take us a while to get through it. So we'll probably take it in like chunks. So maybe next time we'll start like laying it out, kind of the overall size. If we have to do any terraforming for it or whatever, we'll take care of that. But yeah, so we'll probably get going with some of that next week. And then once we get the visitor center in, we can work on the bridge, etc. Let's jump on back here, make sure we don't miss the birth of this little guy. 71%. But yeah, so this is gonna be cool. And so then as you come across that bridge into the visitor center, then you'd be able to see, our pod of plesiosaurs hanging out there. You can see, well, you probably cannot, but Nessie's like right here, she's hanging out. And then the baby probably, based on what I've seen from the mod with infants and stuff, they tend to, kind of like with Minecraft animals, they kind of stick towards parents. So I bet this little guy is probably going to stick close to Nessie for a while there, just like Dolly did with Doser and things like that. They're pretty paternal. So just a couple more seconds here. Boom. Whoa. Hey, little guy. So I'm gonna name him here. I'm gonna name him Locke. So we've got Locke, as in like John Locke from Lost, or the philosopher, if you want to be so bold. And then Nessie. So Locke and Nessie, Loch Ness, get it? Ah! Anyway, so he's given us some fish already. Yeah, the weird glitch with the babies here. So let me. I've got the empty shell. Let's follow me. We'll get out into the water here. At least with baby plesiosaurs, I've seen, they kind of go all over the place, and now am I ever gonna see him again, is the question. Nessie didn't really do this, but I think it's maybe in this most recent update, that's doing that, and I do need him to show back up here, because, I know with like Nessie, when she was on follow, there he is. All right, lock. He's kind of spastic. So there we go. Free move, and he should be fine. We're gonna assume he'll be fine, because yeah, they're kind of spastic when they're babies, and like we saw with Nessie, if I had him on follow, even though he's a more aquatic dinosaur, he would follow me all over the place. So. He's on free move, he's in the lake, hopefully he'll stick close to Nessie. Let's see if we open this up. Yeah, there you can see them on the mini-map there, they're sticking relatively near each other. So we've got Locke and Nessie. That makes me happy. Okay, so those guys are good. They're in their, this is the entryway here, they're in their lake, the bridge will come across here, visitor center will be there. I think that'll be perfect. Eventually we'll probably build like some docks and maybe some underwater viewing areas or something for these guys. But for now, I think that's probably good enough for them. They're at least happy and sufficient there. And so until we start opening up the park, we don't really have to worry too much more about them. But yes, so with that said, let's jump on Casper here. Fly up a little bit. We are going to be doing a little bit more work on, well, not a little bit more. We're going to be starting work today on. We're starting work today on the Dilophosaurus enclosure, because we've got Nedry. He's pretty much full grown, and we do have some other DNAs for like fossils and archaeology, Dilophosaurs, things like that, that we can get going with working with. So let's jump over to this chest here. I believe I gathered most of the stuff we'll need to start. Here we go. We'll grab some more of that. And we'll grab this clay here. Alright, so let's put this back, we'll grab this. What we want to do is today we're going to start with, let's see, yeah, so just going to kind of be laying in the basics, just enough that we can move Nedry over. I'd like to get him over here today, if at all possible, but it's certainly not going to be done. But I want to get like the basic terraforming in, things like that, get it set up so that he can safely come over and enjoy his new house. We're gonna want our shovel. There we go. All right, so this one's gonna be a little hillier than some of the other ones we've dealt with. Obviously, we had some stepping down over here on the Ankylosaur enclosure. Over here, a couple of step downs, things like that. Those two over there have been more or less flat. But this one's got a little bit of some terrain going here. Right. So I had been, at least on this one, I put in kind of one of these pedestals for every step down. I think in the Stegosaur enclosure in that far corner, I didn't do that because like some of this would be way too close. So I'm thinking like right here, we're probably not going to have one. Whereas, probably we'll put another one in right here. So maybe we'll do this 1, 2. Put these 3 blocks here. Will be where that next one's gonna go. There we are. Again, we'll probably do a little bit of terraforming here in a bit, but. Okay, I think that's all right. Next one, this seems far enough apart. Yeah, we'll put another one here. We'll put 1, 2. Let's going to be kind of close to that corner, so we'll put we'll put it on this side, get that going. There we go. Alrighty. Perfect. You can hear, I think that's the JurassiCraft Ankylosaur. The little one's doing good. I probably am going to relocate the little one, maybe to at some point we're going to build a lab, and there's some other things. So some other reasons why we might want to have a source of dinosaurs available to us via breeding, as opposed to having to do all of it through DNA. You know, I am going to at some point. Again, we're going to probably do, like, apart from the normal park paddocks, I'm going to want to put in. Gonna want to put in like a safari zone sort of area where, like, you've got a mixture of things, and that's where we'll probably take the most advantage of the fact that, like, JurassiCraft and Fossils and Archaeology don't really pay attention to each other a whole lot. So, like, I can have a JurassiCraft T-Rex with a Fossils and Archaeology, you know, Ankylosaur, and it won't be an issue. So some of those where we can mix. So, you know, maybe we'll have, you know, some of those things there, and we'll be able to mix those up a bit and have kind of a railroad track thing, or, you know, something where we can do kind of a safari zone sort of area. I'm also thinking, I've been playing a lot of really the only mobile game I've played like seriously. I mean, I've got a couple that I've derped around with a bit, but the only mobile game I really, you know, played a lot of, I've been playing recently, the Jurassic World mobile companion game. So it goes along with the movie. It actually gives some good. It's got like a little story mode thing. You do some missions and stuff in a story mode sort of thing, and it gives some good background into the characters and the plot of the Jurassic World movie. So it's kind of cool. I wish I had picked it up before the movie started, or before I went and saw the movie. But it's been a lot of fun, and one of the main components of that game is. So you've got the you know, the bad guy in the movie, Hoskins, and he's the guy who, you know, wants to use the raptors for things, and Star-Lord's like, no, they're not ready, that's stupid, blah blah blah. But in the game, essentially what I'm getting at, so a big component of that game is fighting. It's kind of like Pokemon. You basically fight the dinosaurs that you've raised. So you raise up. You've got carnivores or flyers or amphibians or herbivores, and, you know, they all have strengths and weaknesses against each other, etc. But you do that and you get to fight them. So I was thinking it might be kind of cool. I don't know exactly how we would implement it, but it might be cool to kind of have a some sort of arena sort of thing where either we can pit dinosaurs against each other, or you know, or essentially we can probably pit ourselves against the dinosaurs. And so we have to get armored up and stuff like that, and see, you know, what we can potentially take on. That won't be part of the main park attractions, probably. That might be an off-site sort of shady section of the park that maybe most visitors don't get to see. But yeah, I think that'll be something that's that'll be fun at some point. I don't know that we're going to do that immediately. But once we get the park a little more established, we have access to some more dinosaurs, things like that. We're not scraping up, you know, trying to get DNA desperately for things. Then we might consider doing something like that. But that's one of the reasons why we might want an extra source of, like, DNA. Like I said, is just being able to. So those are almost done. So let's just make a new set of shears here. I want to get some of that wool up. We'll get some of this clay in. Go. All right, and in fact, I do have a lead still from when we messed with Nessie. Let's grab a Nedry for now, because we can actually get him to sit, so he's not really a flight risk. We'll bring him with us here and run on over back to where his enclosure is going to be. I have decided, so where we're putting Nedry obviously is where the Dilophosaurs are going to go. It's a nice little area there. It's not huge. But it's got good enough space for this smaller Dilophosaur family. I'm pretty happy with it. Man, he's big. So we're gonna head over here, but I do think, so this other place I got over here, kind of next to the Allosaurs and across from the Ankylosaurs, I think I am going to make that kind of just a green space. I don't think I'm going to cram another enclosure in here. We've got a lot of, because I mean, we do have, you know, we're cramming a lot of guys in over here. So we've got 4 dinosaurs in this little corner here. But we do have lots of space here. You know, we've got all of this plains area here. You know, we can put things back here. In fact, I think we're going to, I like this big open plain area. Probably we'll put like the brachiosaurs back here so they've got a lot of nice open space and we can just continue on this path over into that area. And then we've got, you know, savanna over here. We've got desert here over by where we found that desert temple and, you know, the academy and things. So we've got lots of space we can work with. So while this is nice and close to this, as we're, you know, expanding the park, starting the, you know, entryway and the visitor center, things like that, we'll probably start putting some different dinosaurs other areas too. So I want to leave this one pretty much open. We might make a little park or something to that. Somebody made a weird noise there. That was odd. All right, Nedry, come on in here, bud. Okay, so let's do this, and then we'll have him sit there, and he'll be a good boy, and he'll just sit, and we won't have to worry about him too much. Let's pick up this wool here. So I've got this gray wool, or gray clay that I think I want to use. And I do want to mess with this a little bit. Let's pull this back just a tad. Bring this over around this way. And this might be weird. I might change this, but for now, I didn't want it like super close to this. So we've got this gray clay here, which I think works nicely for the Dilophosaurs. So we'll put this in here. There. Where's this? Okay. We'll call that good. Probably will, you know, change this out for grass at some point, but then we need our shears back. Take this out. So I think this will be a good representative color for the Dilophosaurus. I think it'll end up looking pretty nice with this here. Let's clear out this. And then we need to go through and get what am I trying to say? Oh, we need to go through and make sure, do a little bit of terraform. So once we even get the walls up, we need to do things because we don't want them jumping. We got to figure out where we want to kind of cut this off. So if like this is where we're gonna put like the cutoff, we've got to be, you know, we got to put in, you know, make this like too high or whatever, so that they can't get up there, because I'm not gonna, you know, we're gonna be using some of the natural terrain for the enclosure there, so we'll have to put the too high section there so that they're not able to get out of it there. But yeah, so liking that. Okay, so let's check down here. Be more or less right. Okay, so this is definitely a nice straight shot here, so we can go ahead and just do this. There we go. And then so over here, let's see. So what we're gonna do, let's get rid of this. Perfect. And then we're gonna go ahead and get rid of this and that. So we'll be able to just put this in here because that's visible from there, so that works out nicely. And then I think, so we'll probably end up doing, you know, like making this a too high section here, making this, using this part more or less as the backdrop. Looks like I might have even already come in here and done some of that. Either that or it's just conveniently set up there. And then let's grab some of this dirt. Push this out. Oh, that's gonna take too long. Alrighty, so... Oh, I don't have any inventory. Alright, well, I can despawn that. And then, so this will come back out this way, which is fine. No problemo there. And then we'll probably bring it out. Might do a little segment like this in line. Yeah, appears to be. Okay, so we'll put another little, another post here. So it'll be kind of like it was over in the Stegosaur enclosure, where over on the side near the dig site, this kind of continued through a landmass as opposed to stopping and starting. So that'll work there. All right, and then this will kind of cut over and eventually dead end into the mountain here. So that works. That works out nicely there. All right, so let's get rid of this wool here. And then we'll probably go check on Locke, see if we can't track him down, see how he's doing. In fact, we might be able to... No, we're not close enough to read them, which is fine. I'm sure Nessie's keeping an eye on him for us. Let's go ahead. I do want to clear out some of this. I don't want this to be such a small little segment there. Okay, and then we'll just do this. Oh, I got more on me. Perfect. Alrighty. Looks like I sheared some grass, which is fine. Put that there. Alrighty. So getting there. Obviously not perfect. Let's, as we go along, I want to make sure like the rises and falls of it end up feeling natural, that it's not like weird and jarring. So we've got this, and it's gonna go. We're gonna do pretty much the same thing we did with the Ankylosaur and the Stegosaur, where as opposed to the top stair stepping, the bottom can be whatever level it wants, but the top's gonna be consistent throughout. So that's gonna come through here, come up the stairs. Obviously we need to do things like punch this out, which is fine. And we're gonna come through here, looking good, looking good. That's up a level, which it may or may, well, I guess that is the base level of this. I might lower, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably will lower this, just so from a viewing standpoint from the walkway, they don't have to come like up here to be able to see anything. So I might lower that. I'll see what that'll do to the overall enclosure. Yeah. Okay, so that's about as much progress as I think we're gonna make today. I do have some iron bars and stuff over there, but I gotta think through this a little bit. Let's quickly though, before we head over to look at Locke, let's grab this. I am gonna change this little section out for grass, just because that's how we do. And then that can get spreading there. Alrighty. Some light in this place, so it's not so gloomy. Alrighty, there we go. And we'll put in some underground lighting and stuff like that, obviously, as we go along. So now let's drop some of this stuff off, I guess, in our chest. In fact, all of this, really. Let's get it all out of the inventory, put those in there even. Perfect. And, whoa, got turned around. Alright, so jump back on Casper, and we'll fly on up, and head over here, see if we can't, there's Nessie. We'll land over here. Casper down. Alright, so let's go see. Nessie. She's swimming away a bit. Okay. The map hasn't found Locke, which isn't a big deal. And if we haven't seen him, he may not. I mean, the paternal thing. He may not be hanging out real close to Nessie. So, let's see. Oh, here he is. So yeah, he's over here. So let's see if we can't jog over here a bit, see if we can't get just a sneak peek of him. He is fossils in archaeology, so he could potentially have grown a little bit even since the episode started, or since we hatched him rather. See him? Oh yeah, here he is down here. You guys might not be able to see him though. He's still pretty small. I don't think he's grown a whole lot, but there he is. You guys can see him a little bit there. Cute little guy. All right, he seems to be doing pretty well on his own. In fact, well, although let's double check him. The plesiosaurs, Nessie. Gotta breathe. We are not aquatic. Nessie handled herself pretty well. I don't think we ever really had to feed her. 0 days old, 10 out of 10, 4 out of 5. I'm sure it'll find some food if it needs it, or if he needs it. Unlocks a boy. But yeah, perfect. Alrighty, seems to be doing good, taking to his new home very nicely. I guess it's the only home he's ever known. He's newly hatched. But Nessie seems to be taking to her new home very nicely. And her and Locke are closer together now. But yeah, very cool, very cool. Alrighty, well, we made some good progress. We hatched a new plesiosaur, moved Nessie and Locke to their new enclosures, or to their new, I guess, pond, lake, where they're going to be spending the rest of their days. And then we did some, we started work on Nedry's enclosure. So probably, you know, I've said with the twice a week stuff, I probably will finish off like Nedry's walls and stuff. We probably will do some stuff like we did with the Stegosauruses last time. Do some stuff on the internal of the cage, some of the more interesting stuff. But just putting up the fence and stuff is going to be boring. So, and I can realistically, once I get it where I want it to, terraformed wise, I can knock that out pretty quick. So probably take care of that between now and then. And then next episode, maybe we'll hatch a new dinosaur. I've got a new one in mind, and maybe do some work on either the Allosaurus enclosure or the Dilophosaurus enclosure, or maybe we'll do something completely different. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. We could even be going mining at some point. I'm not sure. I know there is a couple of new fossils in archaeology dinosaurs. Let me check my DNA real quick, actually. Because I know that there was a couple added, and I don't know if we've got any of them. Okay, so let's see. We've got a Brachiosaurus, Pterodon, Pachycephalosaur, Ocampi, Trike, T-Rex, Ceratosaurus. That might be the new one. That might be. It's kind of like an Allosaurus. It's a smaller carnivore. Smaller than like the Spino or the T-Rex at least. And then this, yeah, that's the other one. That's just a bird, which we'll have to wait until we do. Our bird cage, which we may actually be doing at some point. No reason why we couldn't get going on that. We've got our dragon now, so we can get up top. So maybe once we finish up this kind of back corner, maybe we'll do a little bit up top sort of thing. But well, now I'm going to save that for a bit. I'd like to get a couple enclosures kind of spread out and connect up the different parts of the park, and then we'll figure out how we're going to manage up top. That's going to be a little bit ways off. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying twice a week Jurassic World, make sure to leave a like. I would love to see the support kind of stay up for this series if we're going to be doing it twice a week. Otherwise, you know, again, it's an experiment. We're going to see how it goes. If you guys really enjoy it, and you guys show me how much you really enjoy it, then we'll keep up with it, and we'll do twice a week JurassiCraft or Jurassic World. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Make sure to check back next time for more exciting dinosaur adventures, and I'll see you guys next time. I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Have a good one.